Carlbo Tennis.
Hi, Tennis Coach Robert here with CarlboTennis.com. Today we're going to talk about the backhand, and we're going to talk about the takeback. So the backhand takeback is a little bit different than the forehand in that if I'm right-handed, in order for me to take my arm back, making a angular motion, a rotational motion, my right hand is on my right side, and I have to cross my body to bring it over to my left side. That you can see my shoulder is turning. So I take my racket back and my shoulder turns. You can see my chest facing the camera there. On my forehand side, I'm going to do this left-handed. I can take my racket back, straight back here, without turning my shoulder. So forehand side, we usually use the left hand or the non-dominant hand, pardon me, I'm right-handed, to help to turn the racket so that we make that unit turn. Because it's very important as we're making a circular motion, angular motion to hit the ball, that we are able to take that racket back and using the proper mechanics. So that will help us to turn the body. Forehand, that happens sometimes we forget to use the non-dominant hand to take the racket back. On the and even if I don't use my non-dominant hand, in order to hit it, I have to cross across my body to get the racket back. So that makes it a little bit different. So on the backhand side, we're still going to use the non-dominant hand to take the racket back. So we start in the ready position here. The racket is up here at the throat. My left hand is up at the throat. And then I take the racket back, and I take it back to 180 degrees. So I take it straight back this way in a circular motion. My right hand, I'm right-handed, is going to be loose on it, and if it's loose enough and I take it back here, my hand will turn naturally and I'll end up finding the right grip. So my knuckle will be on the top of this bevel. So my index finger knuckle will be on the top. So I start here and I take that racket back and my hand will slide. If my hand is tight, it's not going to happen. So my hand is very loose, so I'm able to make this turn. So the left hand takes the racket back, the right hand is just on it, and I'm able to get to the right grip. So I'm in this position right here. On the backhand, on the two-handed backhand side, I like to have my hand up here, and when the ball comes back, I slide it straight down. Okay, so I have an eastern forehand lefty shot here, eastern forehand on here, or I can do a semi-western. We'll talk more about the grips there in a while. So on another video, sorry. So here I slide this down, okay, and then I take my racket back. Okay, because I'm usually on the two-handed backhand, I'm going to be hitting more with my left hand than my right. Okay, so when I take my racket back, slide it down, I get to this position here, and then I'm able to take the racket back. There are two ways you can take the racket back. Okay, so on the forehand we have a loop. Okay, generally speaking, we make this circular motion, which is called a loop. On the backhand side, we have two ways. We can do a straight take back, okay, or we can do a circular take back. Okay, both of them are good. Okay, the circular adds a little more timing necessary for that, and it adds a little more fluidity perhaps, but many players will just go ahead and take it straight back and then come forward. Okay, I usually take it pretty much straight back. So we take that racket back here on the one-hander, on the two-hander, and then we come back. So the racket ends up at 180 degrees. If this is 0, 90, 180. So we take that racket straight back. So I'm going to go ahead and have the ball machine on. I'm going to take my racket back and hit it. So here, I'm in the ready position. I take it back with my left hand, and the racket is back. And here, we hit it. Okay, so racket goes back. The grip is turned. I get into this position, and then I swing and come forward. Okay, that's the one-hander. So racket goes back. My grip is changed. Hit the ball and follow through. Two-hander, I'm going to start with sliding my hand down and then going forward. So here, I slide my hand down, racket is back, and then I come forward. Sorry. So slide it down, adjust my feet, hit, and go through. Slide it down, racket back, hit, and go through. I'm going to show you the loop version. So I'm going to go ahead and take that racket back here. So here, up, circle, and then forward. So here, racket goes up, I make a circle, go forward. Okay? Loopy on the backhand, up, around, forward on the two-hander. So we're here, usually slide my hand down, around, forward, sorry, didn't move my feet. Here, slide, adjust, forward, okay? So both of those are acceptable. I want to make sure we take this racket back to 180, right here, and then we come through and hit the ball. On the two-hander, again, it's if I'm hitting a left-handed shot, so I take this racket back here, slide using my left hand to come forward. My right hand is just here to guide it. So it really doesn't matter what grip I have on my forehand side. I can have an Eastern forehand, but generally speaking, it will be better to have a continental, which will allow me to then slice the ball if I need to, have a continental, and an Eastern forehand, semi-Western on the backhand, which will allow me to then hit a two-handed shot. So I can easily slide it down for a slice if necessary, or then just go ahead and slide the hand down for a two-handed shot. So here, slide it down, adjust, two-handed shot there. I hope these take back videos were helpful to you. So we want to make sure we take the racket back, straight back. I just wanted to mention something, sorry, that I'm taking the racket back at 180 degrees. My racket, again, is parallel with the sideline, okay? There are many players who are hitting topspin who will have the racket face point down, okay? So that's okay, but the problem is when I come here, I need to make sure that when I have contact, the racket is parallel with the net. So it adds a little bit of degree of difficulty. Some players will use this to create some additional topspin, but remember the topspin we want to create is using the legs. We talked about that before. We want to use the legs to make sure. So whether I'm here or here, I'm using my legs to come up. Okay, that leg drive is going to help me to create the leg drive is with this. So if I'm not careful and not having this at parallel with the net, hit the ball is going to go down. So a simpler way, go ahead, sorry, instead of coming here and then making sure I have this come up, that rotation, if I take it straight back, I'm able to easily get the ball over the net, or easier. Here, I'm adding another degree of difficulty to it. On the one-hander, racket is down, you come forward, okay? But I need to make sure that I'm able to get to this position. This one here, I just go here. It's easier also if I want to add variety, a flatter ball and one with more spin, brushing up on the ball. So I hope this video was helpful on the take back of the one and two-handed backhand. We just want to get that racket back early to make sure that we're in position to go ahead and strike the ball. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
For more information on Carlbo Tennis, visit www.carlbotennis.com. If you wish to email Coach Robert, please do so at robert@carlbotennis.com or visit his Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Carlbo Tennis. Tennis for the people.